friends. Kathy Lanzalaco here from Inspire Careers. And I want to share very exciting news with you here today. If you are watching this, you are likely looking for information on the Inspire Careers Student Professional Launch Program, and you've come to the right place. Because here today, I have a wonderful success story. Brian Slaughter is here to share his. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Kathy. How are you?
I'm fabulous, but you're even better because you have a fabulous new job, right?
Correct.
All right, let's talk about that. Brian has just completed the Inspire Career Student Professional Launch Program. And Brian will tell you his story. I don't want to steal his thunder, but Brian and I have been working together. He's going to tell you a little bit about his journey. And I think it's very important for young people to hear from other young people that have been through this entry-level job search process. A lot of your experiences are the same. Brian has put in the work and it has paid off, but it has been a journey and he has done a lot of things. He has put himself through upskilling and worked on his resume and so forth. He'll tell you some of the details, but Brian, tell us about the degree that you have from UC Irvine and tell us a little bit about the early days of your search before you came to work here in the program.
Yeah, so I studied computer science at UC Irvine, and I started tailoring my experiences toward web development and web design. Initially, I kind of started with website theming, things like content management systems, what have you. And then I started pivoting toward front-end JavaScript frameworks and technologies. And my long-term goal was really to get into a full-stack software developer position. So that's what I've been tailoring my resume and interview preparation for, application development. And lately, the overall market slowdown, I think, probably made finding those sorts of positions a little bit more difficult at the junior level. And that's part of what made Kathy's program very helpful, is that it was a great way for me to contextualize my experiences and frame them in a way that aligned me best with the opportunities that I was looking for.
And Brian, we worked on a resume for you. And we did your full content makeover of your LinkedIn profile and taught you how to use that. We also did networking, and you met with some other young people in the program so that you could network and learn from each other. And of those experiences, how did that help you learn more and get ready for the job search?
Yeah, so I think one of the things that was really useful and helpful about that was that it was a great way to kind of see that you're not alone in some of the more frustrating steps of the process, and to also see that there are other people refining their own skills and working through their own projects and what have you to prepare themselves. It was kind of nice to get a more comprehensive background of what other students were going through and other graduates were going through to land their roles. And I thought that was nice because it kind of helped us understand and get to know each other a little bit and what we had to offer.
Yeah. But Brian, I want you to take credit for a lot of the things you did. I mean, people think when job search, they apply for jobs, keep applying for jobs, apply for jobs, apply for jobs. They keep, and yes, but we've talked about this, right? You applied for a lot of jobs. We know this. However, you also worked on projects on your own. You did projects to increase your skills. You did LinkedIn Learning. You did in the days before they took away, a few months ago, before they took away the LinkedIn skills tests. You did all of those things. Can you talk to people just for a minute about, you doing some of this extra work to upskill yourself? And did you think that played a part in ultimately landing this job?
Yeah, it's helpful in some ways. I think the way I would put it is it kind of depends on the preparation you're doing, since there, at least in tech, are a lot of sorts of things they might look for, be it years of experience, projects that you can demo and demonstrate your know-how through, or just the online assessment, data structures sort of side of things. So there's kind of a lot of angles you have to take at once. I think the LinkedIn assessments were pretty helpful because they kind of reinforced certain concepts that I had known from the past. They're very brief, rapid fire, multiple choice sort of question things, which can kind of be good for refreshing knowledge that you're foggier with, and also just for demonstrating a familiarity with certain languages and frameworks. With the project side of things, that was kind of interesting for me because I think it's kind of tough to know like how far you should go in terms of what would be considered valid experience or not, because obviously having on-the-job experience is the best sort of experience to frame anyway. So there was kind of this mental struggle between, I guess, creating a project that I'm genuinely interested in, right? And like a passion project that I would continue building, but also having it be worthwhile and marketable, because it's something that you can get lost in the trees with, so to speak. And I think that that was kind of one thing I was thinking initially, is I wasn't really sure like which experiences would be perceived as, like serious projects or not, depending on the scale, like how big they should be, what sorts of technologies they should interact with. If they're deployed, should they have users, that kind of thing. So I guess the way I would kind of contextualize that is that it's most useful as like a sort of self-teaching and learning experience. And the way that I think it ultimately played a role in my interview is that it helped refresh my knowledge on a lot of web technologies and how they interact. So I think that that might have led to a more clear-cut, smooth conversation regarding a lot of like technical questions and things like that, because it was fresher on my mind.
Yeah, and you've said this before, at the junior level, at the entry level, it's very hard to not say make these assessments because you haven't had the big job before. You don't really know. You read these job postings and entry level, 1 to 2, 3 to 5 years of experience. You don't really know. They say things, then you go into an interview and it may not be exactly, what you think it is. But you really applied yourself to do a lot of different things. And I applaud you for that. We went through interview practice, but when the time came, you had to resurrect these projects and be able to talk about them. Looking for a job is very, very difficult, at this level in tech. What did that recruiter tell us that I shared with everybody? Tech was flat this year in 2024 is what that tech recruiter had said to us. But you landed the job anyway. So Brian, last thing here before we tie this up, I know you had a positive experience in terms of you landed this job and you and I became close. I mean, we've worked together for quite a while doing this and you landed this great job. Would you recommend that others who are in the predicament where they haven't been able to land the jobs on their own after graduation, would you recommend they talk to me and we could try to figure something out for them?
For newer grads, definitely. And I think for people, I would say particularly that want more familiarity with the networking and self-marketing side of things, be it your resume, be it how you would go about making professional connections, meeting people in the industry. I think particularly for that sort of soft skills.
Yeah, great. Well, I hope you use these skills and apply them for other jobs. And that's the concept of this program, Brian, is what you learn here, you'll apply again because you're going to get another job and another job and another job. And you keep doing over again, right? You keep networking and reaching out and applying and doing all the same things. It's just skills you'll take for a lifetime. Brian, thank you so much for sharing your reflections on the program. Congratulations on your fabulous new job. I'm very happy for you, and you have been an absolute delight to work with. Thank you for sharing, Brian.
Thank you, Kathy. It's been great working with you as well.
All right. So, folks, if you have any questions, reach out to me. If you want to talk to Brian, right? Reach out to him on LinkedIn, too. Connect with him. And in the meantime, learn more here about the Inspire Career Student Professional Launch Program here on our website. And if you're a new grad in need of a job, reach out to me at Kathy@inspirecareers.com and let's talk about the program for you. In the meantime, everyone, live inspired.